Minnesota Lynx versus the Phoenix Mercury, and it was murky. Let's get into it. What I realize about these two teams, and I always will say about these two teams, is that they both are aggressive. These two teams are both aggressive teams, okay, but somewhat aggressive differently. Whenever the Phoenix Mercury go out and they're aggressive, it's almost like they go out to hurt people, to actually wipe them off the court. Period. When the Lynx are aggressive, they're aggressive in ways that almost get there, but they're not as lethal or as dangerous as the Mercury are. But can they play in such a way where people are really can come into danger? I've seen it happen with the Lynx. Okay. So this matchup with them in the semifinals is interesting because what happened in the game is this. The Mercury came out because they didn't want to lose. They had a mission in mind to get buckets and to move whoever got in their way out of the way. Period. And they did that. And the Minnesota Lynx, what happened was they weren't, dropping the balls like they usually do. They weren't, hitting the cups like they usually do. They weren't getting the buckets like they usually were. And when there was space for them to have a lead or to take a lead and to keep a lead, they didn't. Okay. So the Minnesota Lynx, right? They became frustrated. You could see in their face that they were frustrated. Collier was frustrated. Williams frustrated. And the Mercury seized every single time, every single second, they seized the opportunity to get into their face, to get into their ear, to talk whatever they were talking, and to do whatever they were doing to continue to trip up the Lynx. And the Lynx should have expected this. This is what they do. The Lynx should have been at the gym. As soon as they found out that the Mercury was going to be who they were going to go up against, they should have been at the gym, lifting weights, getting their quads and their core in shape, because they will be connecting bodily with the Mercury from head to toe. And so they needed to understand what needed to have happen in order for them to be in that battle with the Mercury. And they didn't come prepared. They got frazzled. Even Carlton got, frazzled. Her and Sabley got in some words. Okay, so again, when a team is not being responsive but being reactive, two things happen. They get into their own head, and they begin thinking about what am I doing wrong or what I need to do. Okay, and that throws them off. They become emotional, and then the other team is seeing that they're reacting, and they capitalize on it, like the Mercury did. They capitalized on it. Okay, that last play or so where Thomas, steals the ball from Collier like a freight train running, and steals the ball. Some people say it was a foul. There's even like on X. There's even like this NBA coach that pipes in that says, "Oh, that wasn't a foul, and it was fair play, basically." And I'm just paraphrasing. But from either angle you see it, okay, it needed to be looked at least. Wasn't looked at. Again, I'm just saying that they got under the skin of the Lynx. The Lynx at that point had already lost because the game was, Mercury were playing their game. Seriously. So what does this mean for the next game? Either the Minnesota Lynx will step up and know who they're dealing with and be aggressive from start to finish and be about getting their buckets, be about working as a team, be about being organized, be about what they have been about this whole, regular season, and watch out for the antics of the Phoenix Mercury. Okay, you got to have someone that's able to body Thomas. pretty much, in the paint or get into the paint. And if Collier is not in this fourth game, the Lynx can still win. They have won many games without Collier being on the court. So that can happen. All right. I really don't want to see a game. I don't want to see a finals with the Aces and the Mercury in it. It's going to be hard for me to report on that matchup. Two teams that I really don't care for. Seriously. Because their players or certain players on those two teams, nasty attitudes, nasty behavior, negative. So, but basically, I think that the Lynx can still win this fourth game to go into, to a fifth game. But it's about them understanding who they have on the court and not reacting to them at all, playing their own basketball at their own pace and doing what's necessary to beat them. Let me know what your thoughts are about the game. Minnesota Lynx versus the Phoenix Mercury. And that the Phoenix Mercury won the third game. So now it's 2-1. If they win on Sunday, they go into the finals. If the Lynx win on Sunday, they got one more game to play. So we'll see. Let me know what your thoughts are. My name is Barbara, around the WNBA and other sports. If you haven't subscribed, here's your opportunity, and it's free. So come on, subscribe. Also, give me a thumbs up because that helps me. And as usual, go Fever. Peace and blessings.